Hi there. So I was laying in bed last night and I was thinking about that Dr. Richardson who had come up with a ventilator design that was using a lamp timer. So I lay there thinking about that, and so I thought about incorporating some of the products we use in manufacturing. And one of them is a programmable relay timer that actually is quite accurate. We can program it down to tenths of a second. So this one here, I've got it basically programmed for 2.5 seconds of breathing, 2.5 seconds of discharge, but that's easily programmed by these 3 buttons on the front of it. It's powered by a power supply that runs a 24 volt power supply, charges 2 12 volt batteries at 24 volts, runs it through a rectifier just to drop the voltage a bit to protect the coil on this 24 volt relay. This is a full relay. It doesn't require a pilot, so I can have my air pressure low enough. Obviously you would need it low, so for a person. So it's sort of off to the side here. This is my oxygen air simulator. This is what would be the air supply coming from the hospital. Okay, so I've got it set really low. And this over here is just a weight on an airbag, and that's the discharge. So the hospital oxygen would come in here. When the valve fires, it allows the air to go into the person's lung. When the valve times out, it opens up the discharge, which allows the air to pass out through the bottom of this into whatever device you might have to either discharge it into an area or whatever you would do to, obviously this is going to be contaminated air. You want to treat it in some way. Anyway, so I thought I would put it together, and thanks to Sammy, he helped me this morning, and we got a supplier, Pneumatics in Markham. They were nice enough to have one of these in stock for me, and so this is one of our items, and so is this. And so what we're going to do is this is going to power. Don't worry, it's only 24 volts. I'm not going to get the only 120 volts on this is from the AC supply to this power supply. Everything else in here is 24 volts DC, so we don't have to worry. Okay, so there we go. So it's timing down. Person's breathing in, you can see it. Okay. One of the interesting things about this particular design as well is with 2 fully charged batteries, which whether the ventilator is being used or not, this power supply is also a battery charger, and it's charging these batteries. So let's say we have a period of time where we need to transport the patient. This is other than the oxygen, which you would have a portable tank and valve regulator on it, so it's regulated. You could transport the patient using this device, and I'm going to put it into a steel cabinet, maybe about this big, about that big, with a handle on the top. And this thing probably weighs about 10 or 12 pounds. We could make it smaller by putting smaller batteries, but this particular battery is based on 8 watts. Without any AC power, we're estimating somewhere around 16 hours of support time. So obviously getting a smaller battery bank, maybe half the size of this, fit on, I could shrink this thing down to about this size, maybe that size there. So it's cycled out. It's got so many cycles, but it can be set to infinity to continue going on. There is no limited life. Thank you.